Coming up on this edition of INTV, we're in China, the fastest growing part of the INEOS portfolio. We find out what life is really like for our colleagues here in Shanghai and Tianjin. And we journey down to Zhuhai to find a plant that generates more energy than it uses. All this and the latest news from around the INEOS group. This is INTV. In 2015, INTV visited China for what was then one of the biggest projects in INEOS, the launch of the Dragon ships. It was ambitious, but it transformed our business and it paved the way for a whole range of projects. Now, 8 years on, our business in China has gone from strength to strength. And with the signing of several new joint venture agreements, it's time to catch up on what's been going on. So for this episode, I'm going to hand over to a familiar face, Sandra Zhang, and her colleague Belle Xiong from our office in Shanghai.
谢谢 Tom， 欢迎来中国。
Hello again and welcome to Shanghai, the headquarters for INEOS in China.
Yes, as Tom said, there's a lot of happening right now over here, and much of this is down to a series of joint venture INEOS has been doing with Sinopec, China's largest petrochemical company.
So let's take a closer look and see what the world of INEOS in China now looks like.
The interest in China for INEOS has been there since the beginning. It's expanding and growing so much. Still at the current rate of 5% per annum, that's equivalent in our industry of adding the whole industry of Brazil or Spain every year. So it's huge growth that's taking place here. From an INEOS point of view, China, with its size, has to be the place to come. What we have in a joint venture, you have two parties at least who are working together with a common aim where there's an opportunity for both putting together the two companies to actually get something that's more than the contribution of the part. And a core group of guys from Sinopec were at the beginning of it all, and from INEOS there's Johnny and there's also Palin from my own team.
As you can imagine, unfortunately last 3 years is a COVID-19 pandemic period. We conducted all the negotiation meetings just by teams. It's amazing. We build a very good trust in this process. That's a fundamental element for closing the deal. Sinopec is a state-owned company. They have very different culture, different decision-making process and mechanism. So in this process, we try to learn from each other.
We've been able to take a 50% share in two huge petrochemical complexes. We've got an agreement to build 3 ABS units, and we're going to build 3 500,000 ton HDP units. And we also have 2 big R&D institutes which are going to be coming into the joint venture as well. So there's a big commitment long-term going forwards. And it's through that relationship with Sinopec that we've been able to make that big step.
在英力士加入来到赛科以后呢，我们体会最多的是英力士对安全的看重，以及对成本控制的一个看重。我认为这两个是影响赛科未来发展和当前竞争力的重要的2个组成部分。
I was asked to join here as a general manager to help them to improve the safety performance and the reliability of the operations. There are also some projects that we have. We are working together with the technical service from Brussels and from Lavera to develop new products into the polyolefins. And we hope to make our first product at the end of this month.
就是说非常期待和英力士就是继续我们中外继续合作下去。然后虽然是我们有2种不同的截然不同的两种文化，我也觉得这2种文化我们可以互相取长补短。比如说像英力士刚我提到的英力士给我们带来的务实高效这种作风，以及我们自己本身我们中国人所拥有的这种自律责任心，我觉得这2者结合起来，我们赛科一定会有一个非常好的美好未来。
The Tianjin facility is a brand new site. Now, it is built to the latest technologies. It's fully computer designed, the highest level of automation. It should provide us with a very, very strong platform for the future.
The construction here in Tianjin is mind-blowing. It's a world-scale project. It's something that you will not see in Europe, to my experience, anytime soon, if ever again. The workmanship is outstanding. The processes that are used are state-of-the-art. For example, we have a 5G network here on site established. I think just the permit in Germany would take forever if you get it actually permitted. Overall, I think this is a very digital delivery of a construction, which is very impressive.
开工的时候，咱们应该是2021年，最早应该是2021年的8月份咱们开的工。然后进场的话，最多的话有18000一天人次啊，这样的一个人员。
The INEOS plant here is one of the most efficient plants worldwide. It's able to produce 500 kilotons per year of HDP. China is a country that is really growing and growing. They are building new city, they are building new infrastructure, and the usage of HDP has been selected exactly to do this. They are replacing old pipes with new made in HDP.
这个储运单元，最主要的有几个不一样的地方，就是采用了这个更环保的一些技术。比如说这个灌顶器的处置，咱们增加了这个 TO 炉，包括这个活性炭吸附等等，就是更环保。
Any issue that you might find will be traced, will be tracked. There are QR codes involved, so if I see a connection and I don't like what I see in regards to either gaskets or nuts and bolts, very easy to check. You can eliminate it quite quickly.
I think two important changes in the last 10 years. The clients are more and more demanding high-quality standard product. And also the clients are more and more concerned about the emission, about the sustainability. So that also means a challenge for us.
One area where we are actually looking very carefully at the moment in there is to see how we can link sustainability objectives into some research programs. So there's a very clear objective going forwards, and the industry is definitely committed to that 2030 target of maximum carbon. So the projects surrounding how can they get carbon emissions down beyond that are very high on the agenda of all of the businesses.
To be partnered with Sinopec is for INEOS and for Sinopec as well a big opportunity. We can learn from each other, we can improve our knowledge, they can improve their knowledge, we can work together creating a new shared culture.
It's really a partnership that is growing. We are in the process of establishing the joint venture, working together, really combining the good of Sinopec with the good of INEOS to hopefully what will become an extremely strong player in the Chinese market.
So, as you just seen and heard, a great many things are starting to take shape for the business. But what is life like here for those working for INEOS? We caught up with a few of our colleagues to find out more.
I had some preconceptions of what it might be like to work in China from friends and colleagues that have been here a long time ago and what their experiences had been. But actually, when I came to visit, I was really pleasantly surprised and very excited to take on the new opportunity. When I came to look around earlier this year, that was the first visit that I'd had to China. I love to travel, so it was an exciting opportunity to see whether I could or wanted to live in a different country for a few years.
It was not difficult to find options for apartments. Obviously, finding the one you like is always a process. But the accommodation available in Shanghai, there's a huge range from big high-rises to traditional lane houses. There's a lot of selection. Lots of relocation agents who speak good English, who understand what what expatriates are looking for, whether it's schools for kids or a piece of grass for the dog, and they really do a great job. The dog was always coming. It was a question of timing and what have you. We waited until we had a proper place to live. But even the service department allowed us to keep a dog if we wished. She's a funny looking dog with the ears. Gets a lot of photographic attention. And it sort of snowballs a bit, so if one person plucks up the courage to say, can they say hello to the dog and pet it, then before you know it, you'll have a small crowd. The dog wants to sniff everything, and in between that and the locals wondering if they can pet her, then it's pretty slow progress around town.
INEOS 的整一个企业文化就让我觉得是非常的 inclusive， 非常的具有包容性，而且非常的多元化，就会让你在工作中不会有太多来自于人际关系的压力，以及公司的文化提供你的是一个轻松的环境，而不是说公司的文化在禁锢你，它反而是在支撑你和鼓励你。这是我非常赞赏且喜欢英力士文化的一个地方。比如说下班之后，我经常就会到健身房打卡，比如说我会 do some boxing。下班之后呢，像这样做一些运动，可以释放我一整天的压力，然后让我觉得更加的轻松和快乐。
有的时候你会被激励，虽然你觉得这个事情有挑战，也可能有点难度，但是你会想要努力去接受这个挑战。
I think at the forefront of my mind was pollution, and we can see that the air quality is good here. Secondly, I was interested to understand whether a lifestyle that is quite active and outdoors could also be carried out in a large city such as Tianjin.
After the busy work, I need to have a rest to think about life. I'm sitting here and I'm feeling the ground, the earth, and even the river, the bird, the sun. So when I get back to my job and face to my customer, I feel the obligation that I have to promote our eco product and deliver the eco message to them. Actually, the sustainability is not my own value. It's also our INEOS value. That's why the other people in INEOS, we are committed to develop the eco business.
在这里，我能感觉到我充满了力量，而且这样充满力量的感觉，其实可以带回到我的工作当中，让我觉得我面对我工作的这些挑战的时候，我也是有能力和能量去解决一些事情的。其实会有一些不一样，因为其实传统的中国企业就是老板、你的员工其实是分开的，但是像英力士这样的一个international company， 你们中间没有任何的隔断。当你有任何的问题，你都可以直接的跟你的 manager 去沟通，然后你会变得非常的高效，而且也能够让你的 manager 有一个就是近距离了解你的机会，以此来对你做出一个更加公正的评判。
Shanghai is a big place. I mean, it's a big city. It's got everything that you'd expect a global metropolis to have. You know, speaking to friends and friends of friends who've worked out here, and a lot of them said it is some of the most fun they've had being in a different place.
Go in with an open mind, have patience because things are different. They won't be how you expect, but equally, that's not always a negative.
The reality is that living here, you know, feels very quickly very normal.
Sustainability is actually very important right now in China. A great example is our aromatics plant in Zhuhai, near Hong Kong and Macau, that is delivering on its targets and winning lots of awards for sustainability.
Zhuhai has been awarded the Best Efficiency Leader for 5 years, and also we have set the benchmark for the PTA industries. We are applying the latest PTA technology, which we are now the net electricity exporter to the grid.
Our oxidation reactor is the biggest one in the world. So we not just sell the PTA product, but also we can sell the power.
Our site area is about 400,000 square meters. We produce PTA, and PTA is purified terephthalic acid. The total capacity is 2.35 million tons per year. We started number 2 unit in 2007 by utilizing SOx technology, and for number 3 unit, we started up in 2015 by utilizing the latest PTA technology of INEOS. PTA is a white powder like sugar. It's mainly used to make polyester. Food packaging, fiber, and advanced materials are made of polyester.
The Chinese customers are looking for competitive price as well as high quality. On the other hand, supply reliability is also very important for them. Supply chain management will be critical to satisfy our customers. We set up the plant primarily serve the customer in China, especially in South China. But nowadays, there is more and more demand from overseas customers. We are part of that change.
从2021年英力士介入 PTA 业务，我们就开始了密切的合作。一个就是首先距离。 这个我们离得很近，这个能保证我们对我们的这个原材料稳定供应。第二个就是英力士的品质保障，值得我们信赖。第三个就是整个在价格方面，总体还是比较均衡，因为它是以 CCF 平均价为结算。英力士一直比较注重安全，这个也是我们稳定 供应保证我们的安全的一个重要因素。从合作以来，一直保持着密切的伙伴关系，合作的也比较顺畅，实现了双方的共赢。
20 years ago, it's like China is importing most of the PTA to support the polyester business here and PX as well. But now we are starting to export PTA. So for Zhuhai, our PTA plant, we are based in Guangdong province in south of China, the location to serve the Southeast Asia market. But still, there are growing opportunities here because China is also driving for a more sustainable industry. So we're having the better or leading technology to contribute to the economy, and this will bring opportunities for us.
We have the latest technology, which has more efficiency, generate more power, and reduce water discharge and also greenhouse gas emission and solids waste disposal.
We also continue looking for the efficiency improvement. In Zhuhai, we always continue to focus on the sustainability, the roadmap. We already identified the key project is helping the Zhuhai site is continue to reduce the carbon dioxide, reduce the roadmap plan.
I believe that our efforts in reducing carbon emission and our innovation in driving sustainability will bring INEOS green culture to more people. Sustainability is a moral responsibility. Everyone in INEOS have a very good awareness of the importance of sustainability.
We continue to invest to
to keep our previous operation in the China.
We are so proud of Zhuhai site be recognized substantially. I think in the past 5 years we be recognized as the top 3
So, you can see there's a lot of happening here in China, but it doesn't mean the rest of the world has stood still. Let's find out what's going on across the INEOS group.
INEOS Innovin has become Europe's first green hydrogen ISCC Plus fully certified producer, maintaining their commitment to reduce carbon emissions. Since June 2023, hydrogen production at the group's Antwerp site is now fully certified under ISCC Plus, a global voluntary certification program for bio-based circular and renewable raw materials across all markets. Away from China, it has been a busy period for acquisitions elsewhere, beginning with the Lyondell-Basell ethylene oxide and derivatives business and production facility at Bayport, Texas. The plant produces ethylene oxide and glycol derivatives. Ethylene oxide is an essential raw material necessary for the production of pharmaceuticals, cosmetics, semiconductors, polyester, food packaging, soaps, and detergents. INEOS Acetyls also reached an agreement to purchase the Eastman, Texas city site, including the 600 kiloton acetic acid plant and all associated third-party activities. The plant, which has already been licensing INEOS's Cativa acetic acid technology, will take advantage of competitively priced feedstock and support the growth of the acetyls business in the USA. INEOS Enterprises also acquired Eramet titanium and iron from Eramet. The deal consists of an ilmenite transformation plant in Norway producing titanium slag, which is used in the pigments industry. It also produces high-purity pig iron sold to European foundries. The business is to be known as INEOS Tizidel. Back in China, and work has been completed on another joint venture with Sinopec, which saw the opening of the brand new Styrolution site in Ningbo. The ceremony was attended by local officials as well as the British ambassador, Caroline Wilson.
Well, Sinopec are the largest oil and petrochemical producer, so they're uniquely positioned to provide feedstock integration and really access to a wide potential site network in China. What do we bring? Best-in-class, world-scale ABS technology, and really together you have two partners that are completely aligned in terms of their growth aspirations for the business.
The new ABS facility, with a nameplate capacity of 600,000 tonnes, underpins China's increasingly important part in INEOS Styrolution's business.
Previously, I was president of Asia Pacific region, so if we look back even just 8 years, EBITDA contribution from Asia was 6% of the total of Styrolution. We're now 25%, approaching 30%, and we expect that will continue to grow as the joint venture improves and brings on new assets online.
And finally, in October, double Olympic champion and the only person to run a marathon in under 2 hours, Eliud Kipchoge paid a flying visit to the INEOS offices in Shanghai. He answered questions from the team in China and signed a mural drawn by Styrolution's Tony Ding. Later, Eliud took part in a 2-kilometre race around Shanghai's half-marathon park to help create awareness for the Daily Mile in China and promote the INEOS 159 Pace Challenge. Also there, and trying to steal the show, was an INEOS Grenadier. It was the first time for those in Shanghai to get a glimpse of the new INEOS Automotive's 4x4.
Well, that's it for the show.
We hope you have enjoyed the program and the opportunity to find out more about our business in China and life in Shanghai.
But please don't wait for another 8 years before you come back to visit us.
Until then, 再见.
Yeah, bye-bye.
Thank you both. It's been great to catch up on those stories. But you know what? There's even more to come. So keep an eye out for new features on our business in China and elsewhere over the coming months. Until then, goodbye. 再见.